Meanwhile, at the Hall of Cage.
This is my snakeskin jacket, and for me, it's a symbol of my individuality and belief in personal freedom.
Oh God, not the bees.
Killing me won't bring back your goddamn honey.
What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save the fucking day.
Must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch, yeah. Must be the season
I know how everyone's wearing their new hats.
I'm not wearing a hat.
I'm not either, but like,
Yeah, I think the rest of the Cage crew, they need their new Cage accessories.
Well, I mean, I've got a hat in my bag. It's in that back pocket.
I mean, I went and purchased a They Live mask myself, but I'm not. I don't think I can record a show with it on.
I really don't want Jonathan to either, because no one's going to be able to hear the fucker.
I don't think they are.
I don't think Jonathan.
We sleep.
Yeah, no, there's nothing.
I think John's gonna sleep if they keep wearing that mask for the next however long.
man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna knock myself the fuck
emergency room for carbon dioxide. There's no oxygen. It was just this plastic in my own breath.
Now, see, Jonathan, in this one specific instance, it's good to be an anti-vaxxer.
as we're recording.
I mean, on the show that doesn't get edited, that we are obviously recording.
Yeah, I mean, it is part of all you can hear network lore now.
It's part of canon.
Like cross-show canon.
Oh yeah, if he listen to all the shows and put the pieces together.
I wish the world could see your snazzy new hat, though. It is a fucking dandy
It is
hat.
a nice
I
hat.
got me a radical new cap.
New podcasting cap.
It's very 90s Nickelodeon.
This is my podcasting hat. For in perpetuity,
Yeah.
this is my podcasting hat.
Your hat is the opening of Saved by the Bell.
Yep. And I didn't have to bleach my hair to do it. Take that, Mark Paul Gassier.
It's all right.
Well, I'm wearing my old trusty hat. Is my blue bucket hat.
Yeah.
I've had this hat for years.
Well, it
It's
is
a good hat.
It is apropos. The bucket hats were popular in the 90s.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're popular now too. I'm with it. I'm hip.
Yeah, you just kept that same hat and you just waited for the event to come back around.
Fashion is cyclical. Like it's circular. Like, okay, it's all cyclical. It's coming back around. So, it's gonna be
It's a
fine.
circle.
Like boomerang, it's all coming back to you.
That's right. Anyway, welcome everyone to this episode of Caging Greatness. I think we can all already tell it's going to be very bullshit heavy.
I don't
because
know.
We watched a pretty bullshit movie,
I don't know.
which I enjoy. Like, it's not good. But you could probably tell from our cold open, we are watching and have watched and now discussing Season of the Witch here on Caging Greatness, the show where blah, 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 Thomas Jefferson sucks.
Even the police are upset.
They're coming for us.
What did you say about Thomas Jefferson?
Shut her down, shut her down.
Oh, shit.
I was with you guys from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. last night. So,
As he slides a gun wrapped in a wrapper like across the table.
yeah, just a brown paper bag with a pistol inside. Like, y'all never saw this. So,
I got some heat on me.
all right. we watched Season of the Witch mere minutes ago. So
Oh, yes.
let's do the thing where we introduce ourselves and also give the review. So, to my right, of course, is good old Jonathan. Jonathan,
Hello,
what did you think?
Wait.
Jonathan.
Wait.
There's just a very pregnant pause for a
Right.
dramatic
No,
event.
we're merging the introductions and the reviews.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry. I don't know why I did
and a
that.
full hairpiece.
Is Ken having a stroke? Do we need to call 911?
I don't like change. Goddamn. No, I'm kidding. I'm just dicking around.
Yeah, we're just going
Anyway.
to merge the intros and the movie reviews.
My name's Jonathan, and Shrek 2 had the best DVD bonus features. And I will not be told otherwise.
All right.
But Season of the Witch.
You know what? Let's just do the normal. I was trying to do something different. That's completely derailed it. It's fine. Next to Jonathan is Pat.
Hey, hello.
Give us some great non sequitur like you always do.
Hello, it's Pagan Pat. And please don't burn me at the stake. Just because I'm fair of skin and red of hair does not mean I'm of the devil.
I mean, you do really like Daredevil as a character, though. That's
His shirt matches his hair. Burn him.
oh, burn him.
A pox on thee.
Pat's shirt is red, by the way.
Patrick, all I have to say that's kind of sussy.
You know what else is sussy? These nuts on your chin.
Oh!
Boom.
I got your fucking sussy right here.
God.
That was aggressive.
Yes, this is already insane.
I love it.
Excellent.
I love it. Best episode ever. We haven't even started.
The episodes were pretty straightforward, so
And plus, I was just going to say it's very on brand for what's happening this week. Because Monday we started off, we derailed 3 times in the first 3 minutes of this week's AYCA's episode. So I don't see what the big deal is.
and of course next to Pat, as always, except the times that he's not, good old Cannon.
Yes, I am here. I have been glazed like a Krispy Kreme donut with witch's seasoning. Just
mean-
face, neck, and chest all over.
I mean, they were pretty greasy in this movie.
Oh, yeah. So,
I hate everything about that mental image. Thank you.
no, you're welcome.
Right. So
What are you eating, Jim?
No,
Spit that
what
out.
What the fuck are you eating right now?
nothing.
Spit that
Oh
out.
my
No.
god! In the middle of the intros, this is why he wanted to have everybody do their review first. He wanted to have a snack in the middle of the goddamn show.
Not the first time I've eaten a Reese's Take 5 on air.
This is true. This is true.
As Jimmy holds the candy to hard camera.
I'm shooting for a sponsorship.
You're shooting for something.
Not a sponsor.
We gotta dream big.
Yeah, welcome to the Z Podcast gimmick. What will surely appeal to ASMR people, where we just talk for 90 minutes with our mouth full of food.
That was a lot harder to chew quickly than I thought it would be.
Yeah, because there's 5 different goddamn candies in it.
Well, I'm sorry. I was aiming for 3 of them, and I was going to save the other 2.
Well, so aren't you just special with your mouth chewing? I'm just going to suck off the chocolate and the peanut butter and leave the pretzel behind. It's my party trick.
Just like pouch it under his tongue.
This one's going in my special pouch.
Oh, God.
Oh man, best
Okay.
episode ever. Already.
All right, so let's take a brief minute from the bullshit to talk about the movie. Jonathan, old chum, I know compared to Shrek and the extras on the DVD, it's nothing. But what did you think and what did you rate Season of the Witch?
I don't know. Like, this movie left me pretty apathetic, not gonna lie. It was kind of even kill entire way through. I don't know. It wasn't like overtly offensive. It was just kind of there.
Nothing but strong emotions here on Cage and Grape.
Yeah, like like the movie was so painfully mediocre that I can't really summon any feelings about it. So I'm sorry if my what is usually my wonderful analysis is very scant today.
Scat?
Scat.
Scat?
I will give this movie a full 2 stars. There were some parts of it that were, made me kind of go, haha. But yeah, 2 stars, and Shrek 2 had the best DVD bonus section.
Fair enough. Patrick,
Yes, that's hello.
what did you think of Season of the Witch?
Piggybacking off what Jonathan said, there was nothing like offensively terrible. Like I definitely didn't hate the film, although it's sort of hard to call to mind any just standout moments. I know I could be pressed to put it to a 3. Probably sitting at 2.5. Nothing. Like I said, nothing just terrible, but also nothing really super amazing.
This was kind of like that era of movies like Priest, and it said Priest is a lot worse than this.
Oh, so much worse. Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah, that was what this movie gave me vibes of, was like early 2000s fantasy.
Even though it was the late 2000s.
It was 2011.
Wait, did I say? I meant 2010.
The early 2010s, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Cannon,
Yes.
what did you think of Season of the Witch?
Well, Shimmy, 10 years ago, this movie came out. I did not see it. Much like a lot of the movies that we have discussed and will discuss on this show, first time seeing it was tonight.
Yep. Firsty.
And surprisingly enough, same director as Swordfish that we have watched on this podcast.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're also going to see him again in Gone in 60 Seconds. Eventually.
What an impressive filmography.
His talent has dwindled over the years.
I would say it's very apropos. Gone in 60 Seconds is my memory of this film.
That being said, as someone who, as we've seen Swordfish, as someone who enjoys Swordfish, seeing that movie and watching this movie, couldn't fucking tell you it was the same director. Wouldn't be able to until I saw it in IMDb. Because I saw, like, when we watched the opening, I saw the name. I was like, where the fuck have I seen that name? He's been in something we've seen. And I just saw it. I was like, oh, he's been in stuff we've seen and will see still. This movie reminded me of a Yui Bowl film, only with better acting, I will say. Like, there were some good performances. I even thought Nic Cage did a good job in this movie.
I feel
for
like,
what it's worth, yeah.
I feel like the acting, like that wasn't the weak part of the film.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And they don't really have a lot to work with either.
Yeah.
It's amazing they get what they get.
I'm not going to go too hard. That's what this show's about. I'll get to it. I am giving this film a 2.
That's fair. That's very fair. So this was actually my second time seeing it.
Yep.
I watched it for the first time last year-ish.
Yeah.
And just obviously, if you're listening to the show, we get into spoilers.
Yeah.
You know this. I couldn't remember if Nic Cage died for sure until like those last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I remembered I remember everybody but one person and the lady who was possessed died.
Yeah.
Because it's not about a witch, it's about a demon. Spoiler.
What?
So,
But it's called Season of the Witch.
I could not remember who that last person was until they knighted the boy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, everybody else dies. That's right. And I had seen this fucking movie, and most of it was just completely gone from my memory.
Yeah.
I remembered the Cage and Nic Cage, and I remembered Ron Perlman was in it, and that they were Crusaders, and that was it. And on rewatching it, like right now, I could tell you the stuff that happened. I give you the basic overview of the movie.
Yeah.
But tomorrow it's gonna be gone again. Like it's inoffensive. It's there. The cinematography was not good. A lot of the effects were god awful.
Yeah.
The acting was not bad, for the most part. That sort of like fancy, not British accent that Cage was doing was ill-advised. But I feel like that's on the director. That was just more theatrical.
Yeah, because like no one really was doing an accent unless they just it's just like this vague kind of half accent.
Yeah.
And like sometimes they might have this antiquated way of speaking, although Ron Perlman was just
Yeah, it was just Ron Perlman.
He was just talking, baby.
Yeah.
He seemed like out of time.
But and you guys know I usually grade things higher than you guys do, so I gave this 5. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. It's 3. I gave it a 3.
I mean, he still rated it higher.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I could give it a 3 too if I just like stretched it.
I didn't hate it. There's so many movies that we've seen that I've seen that deserve the vitriol, but this was just honestly, it was just painfully mediocre more than anything.
Yeah.
That's a fair analysis.
So I mean, I didn't hate it. It's 90 minutes. It breezes by.
Yeah. I mean,
It didn't overstay its welcome, which is.
I mean, if this
Good
movie
thing.
tried to be like 2.5 hours, I mean, like, oof.
Yeah.
It's like Peter Jackson, you are not.
Like, if this movie came out today, it would be 2.5 hours, but the same amount of plot.
Yeah. I mean, like, you tweak a couple things with the story. I think it's better if you like. It's a better movie than it is now if you tweak a couple things.
Add more witches.
Yeah, I mean, there's about 20 minutes where like, I don't know if this girl that they're transporting is a witch or not. And then like, she's clearly a fucking witch. Everybody knows it except the people transporting. Like everyone watching, like, no, that bitch a witch. You know what I'm saying? But I like either lean into the ambiguity until the very end, or just make it full on, Cannonball Run style. We've got a witch. We got to go.
I mean, a Cannonball Run with like witches and shit would be pretty fun. The thing I thought was more interesting if they try to do it's not so much whether she's a witch or not. It's like whether or not she was like good or bad. Like, the bitch is a witch, like obviously, but like until they reveal that she's actually there's a demon in her,
and she was evil the whole time. And I mean, fuck your sense of gray areas.
It's like if they're like trying to play whether she's good or not. And because like I thought we were gonna like, maybe she's nice, and then they're just like this downtrodden group of people who's been maligned by the church, and be like, swear bitch, nah, I'm evil. But then like it's not that either. There's just a demon inside of her.
Yeah. Because like they do stuff where like the kid who goes along almost falls off a bridge, but she saves him. And then they do this half-assed reveal, like, no, the demon wanted to get here to destroy this one last copy of a book that can exorcise it. And you're like, okay, but like there was no good reason for her to save the kid at that point. Like it just like a lot of this that like they try to explain away things that happened earlier, and it just doesn't quite work when you really look at it.
Yeah.
It just seems like their explanations lead more holes than they fix.
Yeah. It's like if you're just breezing along with it, I guess that makes sense. And then you're like, hang on.
Yeah, you sit with him and it's like, okay, something doesn't add up here.
Well, I think it's the reason why they didn't see it because this movie is so goddamn dark. I mean, we're watching on a TV at home. It even I was literally inches away from the TV. I'm like, it's a little hard to see some of this.
I think a lot of that was to try and disguise the backgrounds because a lot of it looked like it was bad green screen. It looked like they got to film on location for about 2 days, and then the rest of it they were just disguising a set and hoping for the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it wasn't like terrible like green screen, it was like some. I mean, and I know they tried, but like a lot of sets that are obvious sets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like the set design wasn't that great here in 2011 when we've seen better in like what in 80s movies at this point.
Yeah, 70s movies.
70s movies on this show at least was what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was just
Although there was some cool bits too.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of really neat ideas and fun moments sprinkled throughout this sea of mediocrity.
Like there's a nugget of a good idea in there, but it just doesn't reach anywhere near potential.
Right. I feel like if this had come out 3 years later, at the height of Game of Thrones, being more serious and more realistic, I think they probably would have done differently. And they would have made it more of a Game of Thrones ripoff as opposed to whatever this was.
I guess like the back end of like a rash of medieval adventure movies that were kind of coming out in the earlier part of the 2000s.
Like very, very King Arthur with Clive Owen.
Yeah.
Which is not great. I have seen the director's cut of that.
Yeah.
It helps. It's 30 minutes longer, but they don't hodgepodge the scenes to where they make no sense, so that's good.
Yeah. To 2010 Robin Hood.
Robin Hood. Oh God.
What was the 2010 Robin?
That was the Russell
Wasn't
Crowe.
Russell? Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
You know, the one where he's not Robin Hood until the very end.
Oh.
The origin story of Robin Hood that everyone was clamoring for.
Robin Hood Origins.
Wait, that needed an origin story?
Apparently, they thought it did.
Arrow Origins, Robin Hood. I don't.
Well, at least it wasn't that one where Jamie Foxx was Lil Jon, and they straight up had crossbows that were like machine guns.
Now, I will say
and
that
it
one.
shot like it was Zero
Wait.
Dark 30.
What the fuck? Which one was that?
This came out like 2018.
Wait, was that the one with the kid from fucking Kingsman?
Yeah, Taron Egerton.
Oh, okay, never mind. I know what you're talking
I
about.
saw that with friend of the show Trey, and like people said that was the worst movie of the year. Jurassic World 2 was the worst movie of that year.
See, having seen both of those, I disagree. That Robin Hood movie was the worst thing.
I don't
Like,
think
it's
so.
terrible.
I mean, it wasn't like amazing, but like I did not like Jurassic World 2. Like to me, Robin Hood, well, the 10th edition was sort of there.
Well, I feel like in that case, you're sort of judging Jurassic World on the basis of being part of that huge franchise.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm able to like parse that in a vacuum, and I didn't like. I mean, I didn't even like the first Jurassic World all that much.
Same.
Yeah, like I remember like my family friends were like, yo, you gotta check out Jurassic World, bruh. It's hype as shit. And outside of that last 15 minutes with the T-Rex and Velociraptor shit, like that shit was hype as fuck. Everything else was fucking bullshit.
It's just 90 minutes of them bullying Bryce Dallas Howard into being a mother.
Yeah.
She's an attractive lady.
I mean, she's a nice looking lady. Also, I'm surprised she didn't shatter her ankles running around at those high heels.
So I just pulled up Rolling Stone's worst movies of 2018 list because I'm
Yeah.
curious. Number one, I think, will show that we were all wrong.
Yeah.
The Happy Time Murders. That's the
was that the one with
the Muppet one.
With Melissa
like-
McCarthy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Who
okay.
is
I never
terrible.
saw that one.
Then number two is Gotti. With our favorite.
Which we might see here in the near. We might.
I thought Gotti was way older.
Nope. It's been like he's been working on it for that long, but it didn't release until 2018.
Oh, God. I could have sworn it came out in 2011.
Number three is Life Itself.
Life Itself. What is that?
It's the same guy that made This Is Us. It's got.
I don't know that one.
It's a TV show, I think.
It's a TV show that's
Oscar Isaac was in this. It looks like drivel. Number four, Robin Hood.
Rolling Stone can suck my dick. They don't know goddamn
Number
shit.
five, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
I mean, it's not good.
Number six, The Meg. It wasn't that bad. Rolling Stone.
I do want to see that.
I've heard people say it's fun and like good. It's so.
I
bad
do think it's funny that movie feel like it was intentionally made to appeal to the Chinese market to get money from it.
And the sad thing is, like with The Meg, at least, I had been following that movie's development for literally 15 years.
No, it's been a development hell for a long ass time.
It was Nick Nunziata and Devin Ferrasi from Chud.com. It was a movie review site. Now, they're both shitheads, but they had been they knew a guy on those message boards who had been working on that movie so I was following that for years. And then finally, oh my God, they finally made The Meg. And like, it's not bad. I didn't hate it.
It definitely
wasn't what I was promised.
It definitely feels like it was a movie that would have been popular when it was initially pitched. And then,
Yeah, about 2005.
yeah.
And then phones. Okay, Red Sparrow, Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, was that the
that was
the Jennifer Lawrence like spy
Yeah,
movie?
it
Yeah,
was not
okay.
good. Then The Nun at number 8.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Reloaded the web page.
Never heard.
Fuck that movie.
Number 9, 50 Shades Freed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then y'all about to be mad.
What's this?
Oh, y'all gonna be grumpy. Number 10 is Venom.
Well,
I mean, it's 10. It's not like it's number one or anything.
yeah. I mean, like,
I love Venom. It's not.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, how dare they defile the cinematic sanctity of it? I mean, like, it's stupid, but we enjoyed it.
I mean, I gave it a solid 7.5 out of 10. It's not a bad movie.
Yeah, like I feel like this would be like the best movie from like 2003.
Yeah, it's 2003's best superhero movie. Absolutely.
But Venom and Eddie in the same room together is fucking amazing.
Look, I've said this since then. You know, like, fuck Carnage, fuck all the other symbiotes. I don't want that. Give me Brooklyn Nine-Nine style Eddie and the Symbiote buddy cop movie. Like, I want fucking Turner and Hooch, but with Venom. That's what I want.
I mean, there's a lot of them hanging out in the second one.
I don't want a lot of that. I want a whole movie.
I mean, yeah, we would all love that.
Yeah, that's where your money is.
Until fucking Sony gets their shit together.
Turn classic anti-hero Venom into a goofy buddy cop.
I mean, the second
Eddie Brock in those movies is like he's a fucking Neanderthal.
I'm just gonna say
Goober.
the second one might just be what you're looking for.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying. Like, man, it's
also, for the second week in a row, AYC8 says a spoiler review on Venom 2.
Also, we had an actor who was in Venom 2 in the movie we watched tonight.
There were a lot of familiar faces tonight.
It was Stephen Graham. He played the detective. He was the trinket fella in this movie. Yeah.
The guy who's not a Wahlberg brother.
The not a Wahlberg who totally is somehow, but isn't a Wahlberg.
I'm not convinced he didn't change his name to separate himself from his
Stephen
family.
Graham was the swindler.
Yeah.
He was also in Snatch,
Yeah.
which
He
I
was
love
awesome.
that movie.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
It still holds up. I watched it last
Robert
week.
Sheehan, he plays Klaus in Umbrella Academy. He plays the young warden, K. They call him Kai, but it's spelled K-A-Y. I think like every time I see the closed caption, K, and they say Kai. I'm like,
Like how when we talk about that luchador and I say Rush just to irritate you.
fuck your shit. And like, it's Rush.
It's like, I remember him from Misfits from back in the day.
Yeah, he was
That was
in
a
that.
fun little show. I need to rewatch that show, actually.
The Hound was in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
for like a minute.
yeah.
Christopher Lee was in this movie for a minute as like the severely played out cardinal.
Yeah, which is it's funny because Jonathan and I also talked a little bit about how there's not a lot of movies that deal with the Crusades at all.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Kingdom of Heaven, and Kingdom of Heaven, which is one of my favorite films. I love that movie. Also features a very famous actor playing someone who's in charge of a big city while also having the plague. It's Edward Norton.
Edward Norton's in
Edward
Kingdom?
Norton's in Kingdom of Heaven.
Huh.
He's the king of the Jerusalem.
He's the king of heaven?
King of Jerusalem.
Oh.
But he's behind a mask the whole time because he's plague ridden. Like he's all fucked up with leprosy.
Edward Norton is Man in the Iron Mask.
Yeah. And do a double take when Christopher Lee popped up in this goddamn movie tonight.
I will say, like, even though the Black Plague is not how they presented it in the movie, it was kind of this weird leprosy thing. I would say the plague effects are really good and very gross.
Yeah.
It's not,
Oh, yeah.
They were better than another movie about this sort of thing that I saw once called The Black Death with Sean Bean.
Don't know that one.
Familiar.
It was like a low budget Netflix only, but it was Sean Bean leading a bunch of crusaders to try and hunt down with a priest to go to a village where the plague had not reached because they thought the lead lady was a witch.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Things go horribly awry.
What?
Sean Bean dies. I know.
That you're shocking.
That's
me.
not a spoiler, really.
But this one, like that movie, is a lot more harsh with its whole. Like, it turns out the plague just hadn't reached there yet, but the lady thought she was a witch, and so the little priest that came with him is the only one to survive. And like the woman he loved was there, and he killed her because she had been drugged. And the witch was like, no, she's got the plague. You got to put her out of her misery. And so he kills her, and he's just ruined with grief and guilt, and then everybody dies. And then the coda of the movie is that young priest had turned into one of the witch hunters who just sees the face of that one woman everywhere, and so murders every witch he sees. Is real fucking dark.
that sounds like misery porn.
It wasn't awesome.
Another Crusade adjacent movie I watched earlier this year was Pilgrimage on Netflix. It stars Tom Holland and John Bernthal. And it was not bad, although I do think it's a very bold choice that they decided to make John Bernthal, whose career is built off the back of making the manliest noises possible, but he plays a mute in the movie. and he's like this former crusader who is like, I'm tired of killing folks, so I'm going to be this mute church hand, and then I kill folks because I'm instructed to. And then Tom Holland's there, and he's very just bothered by everything. Also, there's a holy meteorite maybe, and then the movie just kind of ends after a point.
That sounds awful.
So it wasn't the worst thing, but also not the best thing.
Also, having looked up some information, Canon, I think you'll find this interesting.
Okay.
Principal photography for Season of the Witch took place in practical locations, with several days also committed to filming on green screen.
Yeah.
How
Lots
many
of
days?
green.
Oh, yeah.
Most of them. Most of the days.
Most of the days. All the days.
All days. Every
But
day.
because, like, especially the fucking desert scenes, you could see where the sand ends and the green screen begins.
Really.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's oddly flat in the back.
It's like
there.
everything's very like floaty. It's almost 300 like, but not as stylized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. And because there's just like a lot of just.
I mean, not the
bodies.
whole time, but mainly that opening bit.
Yeah, but
you know?
there's like a lot of bodies, and they're just like heaving and cleaving with like Ron Perlman and Nicolas Cage just like be some buddy banter as they're like slaughtering like soldiers and.
Yeah, now Shim did say like before we watched, this is basically just a buddy cop movie that's happening during like the witch burning days.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fair. And there were times where I did enjoy their banter between.
Yeah, no, like the Cage and Perlman had good chemistry.
Yeah.
I would say Perlman's my favorite part of the movie because like he was just like a man at a time. Honestly,
He just Ron Perlman and chainmail.
Yeah, essentially, just like he's just doing his Ron Perlman bits, banter, and swag, and like I just love the way Ron Perlman talks. He's got a great voice and just a great cadence.
Oh yeah, like God, whatever like audiobook he's done, I'll probably buy it just to listen to him talk.
Like he gets me hyped for these Fallout games because he does the open narrations. Like war never changes. It's always Ron Perlman. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, Fallout.
He's
That's
also the
neat.
voice of Slade in the original Teen Titans cartoon.
He is, and obviously Hellboy.
Yeah,
He's
which
great.
which makes me even more angry at how he went out in this fucking movie. Literally got taken out, spoilers, by Hellfire, and he's fucking Hellboy.
Well, what if this movie is a prequel to Hellboy?
They burned him up. They sent him to hell, and then he got recombobulated.
Yeah. What if his character was repurposed into Hellboy?
If this was Hellboy's origin story, then I would have to lower my scores on the Hellboy movies.
Oh, I mean, if it makes you feel better, Hellboy's origin story is a nun had sex with the goat demon, and then Hellboy popped out.
That sounds awesome.
I mean, it's not far off. I was about to say.
Yeah, I mean that's. I remember that story very well. I have that trade paperback.
Go read Hellboy. It's a great
Hellboy's
series.
fantastic.
And it's finished.
Yeah, no, it's well. I mean, they're still doing.
I mean, but main
Set
Hellboy
before the end of the actual known universe stories, because like the story ends.
Yeah, but they're still like squeezing some integral. But the main book of Hellboy is.
Yeah, there's like 40 years of space where they can just throw in little one-shot stories and stuff. It's really good.
It's a good thing you have an ageless character. You can just sort of like start filling in those pockets pretty easily.
Yep. But no, yeah, Season of the Witch. It was good. And also the first time Jonathan ever heard the song Season of the Witch, which played at the opening of the show. It was like 5 minutes ago when I recorded it.
Yeah. Actually, it was more like 32 minutes ago.
Really, it was more like 36 minutes because there was a break in between the writing of the MP3 track and then sitting down doing some tests if we wanted to get really pedantic.
Well, actually.
Yeah, careful, you break your glasses there, nerd.
Yeah, nerd.
I thought it was kind of interesting that Robert Sheehan, right? In Kai or Kay, however you said his name in the movie.
His name was Kai.
The prerequisite holy twink that just shows up and he kind of just like follows them around. I mean, just like he just looks at everything with these big doe eyes.
You know, it's sad that I couldn't remember if he showed up because he wanted to join them or because he wanted to fuck the woman who was possessed.
I mean, they kind of made it look like he was going to be in love with the witch, but then that also kind of doesn't really happen either.
Yeah, like, I couldn't remember that the time tonight. Like I've seen this fucking movie. I couldn't remember.
No.
Well, it's
You
like-
probably just slot a bit about anything in there to be.
But
like,
it's
yeah,
just an altar boy, right?
Yeah, just an altar boy. His dad was a knight, so he wants to be a knight.
Yeah. I just thought it was weird. Like he, where's he from?
The actor?
Yeah.
He's from Ireland.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was interesting that, like, for the most part, it seemed like he was doing an American accent the whole movie.
Yeah. Pretty like most of them did,
Yeah.
except for Cage and Christopher Lee. But obviously,
I mean, you're not going to hide that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like I thought. I mean, granted, it's like his real accent didn't like show up or anything. I thought he did a pretty good job. I was like, I wonder if this was him like swinging for the fences, or he was like, man, I get an opportunity to work with Cage, or I was like, I don't know. I'm not John Malkovich in his brain right now. So
Although one of the doors in this basement does live to Robert Sheehan's head.
What? $5? Who needs it?
I mean, I think that's the perfect level of celebrity. Someone who's famous enough, be like, I recognize him because that's how it was when I watched this movie. It's like, he looks familiar. And then you're just like, oh, this is what it's like to be of like a certain level of celebrity before I'm ejected on the side of a highway.
So, if you want to get inside Robert Sheehan's head,
Come to our house, apparently.
it would be $500 for 15 minutes.
Yes, non-negotiable.
Right.
Non-refundable.
Non-refundable.
It's definitely not prostitution, no matter how it sounds out of context.
And when you get dumped out on the side of the road, we are not paying for your Uber.
Nope.
You're
on your own.
But we are going to give you a free copy of Being John Malkovich.
Yeah, the movie that's based on our garage door.
Although, stay tuned.
True story.
Stay tuned for the live pitch session where we do the sequel. It being Robert Sheehan.
God, this movie came out 10 years ago.
10
eh?
years.
Man.
Yeah.
A lot's happened in 10
And then
years.
Swordfish came out 10 years before that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did Gone in 60 Seconds come out? Not long. Was that 2001 as well?
2002, 3.
I thought it was.
That's like late
Like-
2000s, early 2000s.
No, that's early 2000s.
I thought it was late
Early
90s.
2000s.
Might be late 90s.
It's 2000.
Oh,
no,
right on the
2000.
money. So it was before Swordfish, actually. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. So that means we should be getting a movie from Dominant Center right about now.
Something. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to look up and see what he's done.
God, man, I feel like that's gonna be definitely the best movie that he's done that we'll watch on the show when we get to it.
I mean, yeah, we'll get to there eventually. We have a whole other year ahead of us.
Yeah, it's been a while. I remember it being fun.
I think
It was like the era of car, everything, race,
I mean-
speed, everything.
it's
When the Fast
definitely-
and Furious started.
Yeah, I mean, Fast and Furious Gone in 60 Seconds crossover. Why didn't we get that?
Why not? I mean,
Gone in 60 seconds.
Gone in Too Fast 260 minutes.
They just increase like the time, or they decrease it. Gone in 120.
65 seconds.
I think he's probably done.
yeah.
He's 72 years old,
Is that
Wow, really?
and he has not directed anything since Season of the Witch. So,
Whoa! So this was his last fucking film?
yeah.
So I think what we need to do is that we have
Shame.
a madcap race across the country to convince Dominic Center to make one last hurrah of a film. It's like, come on, man, you got one more in you. We believe in you.
Make Swordfish 2. Hashtag Swordfish 2. All three of you, get to Twitter and hashtag it right now. Swordfish 2. Swordfish 2.
Swordfish 2.
Swordfish 2. Swordfish 2. Hashtag it, though, to make it official.
I mean, we can get all the principal characters back.
I was trying to see the woman who played the witch / demon.
Yeah, I didn't recognize her at all.
Well, I mean, she's been in a bunch of stuff. She's been nominated for a bunch of awards for just a bunch of shit that
Wasn't this
that I haven't seen.
Hold on, let me get my laptop.
Yeah, well,
out.
no, she got nominated for this movie for Wet as Hair.
I still cannot.
She went up against the girl from The Grudge.
She was in The Crown.
The Crown.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that fucking show. It's Netflix, right?
yeah.
Also, can we just talk about there's a character in this movie called the Balzac? I mean,
That had to be like a fill-in name.
The boss.
Until they came up with something better, but they never came up with something better. So it was just the ball sack.
So literally, there's this bitch ass monk who has like a hate boner for the words. We gotta kill this bitch, and then he kind of drops that at about 20 minutes before the end. And then, the whole time they're just like, the Balzac, cut it off.
Yeah, there's a lot of wishy-washiness in this film. If you notice, if you stop and smell the rose petals once in a while.
If you lean a little closer, see the roses really smell like boob.
Because like the priest guy was all like gung ho about just killing this bitch, and then all of a sudden just changed his mind. Like, no, you can't do anything to her.
Yeah, it was like, damn, dude, either shit or get off the pot.
And then Cage is like, this girl has pushed me too far.
Oh,
We
interesting.
got to take her down. I've been nice to her this whole movie.
That actress is in that My Son movie with what's his name? James McAvoy.
James McAvoy, it's a remake of a French film where the whole movie, James McAvoy wasn't given a script.
I'm interested.
I'd watch that.
I do want to check that one
She
out.
also replaced Rooney Mara in the sequel to David Fincher's Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Like
It was like the girl who shat out spiderwebs.
Yeah,
or
some
something
spiderwebs.
the girl who did some dumb shit.
The girl who
Right.
shat
'Cause
out
it's
spider.
the girl in the spider's web. She replaced Rooney Mara because none of the people involved with the first one came back for number 2.
One of my favorite bits about that movie. Well, I don't know if I should say it now because the guy who tweeted that is revealed to be a really shitty person.
I mean, we haven't had any of the problematic actors for the quota that we seem to have for every episode. So go ahead, shoot it. What we got?
God damn it! Now you said I forgot his name. What was the girl? What was that movie called? The girl with the spider web ass.
Girl in the
The girl
in the spider's web.
The girl that kept shitting No Doubt songs.
While Pat's looking that up, boy, isn't Gwen Stefani terrible?
I mean, I'm not man. I don't know if that's even Gwen Stefani anymore. It's not the Gwen Stefani I grew up with.
Yeah, like I liked the first bit of No Doubt, but then she just started.
What's wrong with her now?
Well, she started teaming up with rap artists and had a whole gaggle of Japanese schoolgirls following her around for some reason.
Okay. She had an entourage.
They were treated more like pets.
She give them treats and shit.
I mean,
Little bowl
maybe,
of water.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Kibbles and bits.
And then Avril Lavigne did the same shit.
Oh,
But Hollaback Girl is a jam.
I hate that song.
I unironically love that song.
Ain't no hollaback girl. Okay, now I remember. Okay, I figured it out.
Okay.
So the gag was that Lakeith Stanfield said that, yeah, check out this movie. I'm the only black person in it.
Oh, good.
But then Lakeith Stanfield did some really fucked up shit recently. So
Oh God, yeah.
when he was outed to be like a moderator in an anti-Semitic web group.
Fantastic.
But he was just like, guys, it was a bit, I swear.
I mean, it's not surprising that a movie based off of a Swedish book series would not have that many not super duper white people in it.
But then but it's fucking fake. You can just put bullshit. I mean, they bullshit this fucking movie.
Yeah, no, like they should have absolutely switched something out. It's one of those like,
Because they made it into like this weird like kind of spy movie.
yeah, it was wild. It was odd. And they were remakes. They were remakes of movies that were based off of books, all from Sweden.
Yeah.
I've read the first one, and it was. I don't know how I would feel about it now. I remember liking it at the time.
I remember seeing the American remake of A Girl with a Dragon Tattoo with Rooney and Daniel Craig, and I remember thinking it was well made, but it was just, I don't know, just kind of. I mean, it's kind of bleak, and I don't know. You can make a movie that's bleak, but I kind of feel like.
I mean, it was bleak even by David Fincher standards.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I was just didn't hate it, but also was like, this isn't something I care to revisit again.
Speaking of bleak, y'all watch The Road with Viggo Mortensen?
I actually have not.
I have read the book, and I hate Cormac McCarthy with a fucking passion.
Same. Oh, that was depressing as shit.
Also very gray.
Yeah, very gray.
Gray in the American sense and the English sense.
If he described shit as gray one more fucking time in that goddamn book.
It's like McCormick, don't say something's gray or draw 23 Uno cards. And he just has a fat fistful of hands.
He has a fat hand.
He's got 5 decks in his hand.
It's like somehow this man made a career of just describing how fucking gray something is.
All right, we got to talk about something here.
Okay.
All right, how come? And you told us going in that it was going to be a bad wig job on
Oh,
Cage.
yeah, no, terrible, yeah.
How come it looks like a bad Spirit Halloween knockoff of what like a Chad Kruger from
I was
Nickelback
about to say,
wig would
like
look
Nicolas
like?
Cage is serving Chad Kroger realness in this movie.
They spent all their money on green screens.
I
I mean, I was going to say,
And wolf CGI.
Oh God! I had already forgotten, and you reminded me of the Bad Wolf transformation. Not even a transformation, just the Bad Wolf CGI in general.
Yeah, they were terrible.
because I thought it was okay. Going back to the wig for a second. I remember seeing some. It's like, okay, the wig doesn't look bad right here, but then and like the fucking desert scene's like, oh wow, that's like fucking
Well, they
Tiger
did
King.
reshoots.
Yeah. The poster wig and the movie wig are not the same wig.
Those are two different wigs,
Those are
Mama.
two different wigs.
Same thing happens in Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Because I was literally about to say that bitch just walked from one set to the other. Because that he looks just like he did in Sorcerer Prince. He just didn't have the coat. It's
You know,
the-
Sorcerer's
that the
Apprentice was
one-
the year before this.
yeah, so that makes sense.
It was a 1-2 punch.
Wasn't that the one that everyone's like, oh, that one's actually good, actually?
And yeah, it's not bad. Like,
I
it's
was
really not
getting that
bad.
confused with this movie.
Yeah, no, Sorcerer Apprentice is like, I like this one better just because I'm a sucker for medieval fantasy.
yeah.
But as far as films go, Sorcerer's Apprentice is more fun. And Jay Baruchel's in it. He's great.
Yeah, he plays a little Twinkie nerd who learns how to use magic.
See, I got
The
excited.
Sorcerer's Apprentice, if you will.
See,
Oh shit, what's his name? God damn it, Alfred Molina's in it too.
And he's never bad.
yeah, when I forgot, I knew that Jay
Baruchel.
Baruchel was in it, and I got excited. But again, I confused that movie for what we actually watched tonight.
Yeah, you just swap out one skinny dude for another, and you kind of got the same movie.
Ron Perlman?
Twink icon Ron Perlman.
Do you know what else Alfred Molina was really, really good in?
What's that?
Dudley Do-Right with Brendan Fraser.
Oh my god!
He was Snidely Whiplash.
I have not seen that in forever.
You know what else he was good in?
Everything.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Alfred Molina was in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
He's the guy at the very beginning of the movie that goes with Indy.
Yeah.
And he gets like spiders on him.
Oh,
He's
shit.
the one who betrays him and then gets shot through the. Yeah, that's Alfred Molina.
Oh hell yeah!
No, go watch Dudley Do-Right. It's not terrible.
God.
Wait, Doc Ock?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Dr. Octopus, Snidely Whiplash.
I mean, I remember
from Indiana Jones.
the live action Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
That was terrible. Skip that. But it was George of the Jungle first.
I can't skip it. I saw that 20 fucking years ago.
Let's skip it again. Brendan Fraser did George of the Jungle, which starred Spider-Man villain Thomas Hayden Church. He was Sandman.
Yeah, he was.
And
Shit.
then he went right from that to Dudley Do-Right, starring Spider-Man villain Alfred Molina.
Yeah.
You know, I think Brendan Fraser is Spider-Man.
Oh man. Also, and I like this movie. I don't know if everybody here's seen it, but Maverick. He was also in that.
He was in Maverick.
What was Maverick?
It's Mel Gibson. It was a remake of it was an old show, right?
Yeah, it was a cowboy show. It was about gamblers.
Yeah, and there was like the early '90s. They did a movie of it, and I remember it not being terrible.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
As far as remaking westerns from the '60s go, it's definitely on the good side as opposed to like Wild Wild West.
yeah,
Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't like giant mechanical super spiders?
I didn't say that.
Fucking Richard Donner directed that one too, baby.
Wait, did he direct Wild Wild West?
No, Maverick.
Yeah. I genuinely like Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Oh, no.
I owned that VHS as a child, and I wore it out. I will
have
admit
that DVD right now. It's at home.
Hey, have I heard a Wild Wild West episode?
Yes.
Oh man,
Like, I love Kevin Kline. I loved him
Yeah.
in In and Out. He was great.
Wasn't Kenneth Branagh the bad guy in it?
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh was fantastic.
Yeah, the fucking steampunk half a man in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
Yes.
just chewing scenery.
Oh yeah.
He knew exactly what movie he was in.
And like this movie was made because of that one Superman movie that did get made because it's the same fucking guy just has a hard on for giant fucking spiders.
Right, the Superman movie that starred Nicolas Cage.
And we will be watching the documentary, The Death of Superman Lives, what happened sometime in the very near future. Maybe not very near, but future.
Stay tuned.
I had a stroke. Leave me alone.
And I retweeted the picture or a video of Nicolas Cage in that Superman outfit earlier today of the recording.
Yeah.
Also, rest in peace, John Schnepp, the guy who made that Superman documentary.
I didn't know he died.
Big ups.
It's a great documentary. I've seen it. I'm ready to watch it again.
Yeah, no, I want to watch it again too.
Oh, but you know what? The witch seasoning.
Yeah, those CGI wolves were terrible.
Oh, yeah.
And plus, like, there's a weird moment where all the wolves show up and they just transform their faces.
Yeah, they mutate into weird looking wolves.
Just like, what if wolves just look? Or they try to make wolves scared, but just like we'll just flatten their faces.
It's like, let's all make them look like the hot dogs that are on those spinny racks, but for way too long.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and another thing, like earlier in the movie, there was like a real, I'm calling it Resident Evil dog, but it was like a real like dog made to
there's
look
a
like
plague dog.
Yeah, and then
the plague, yeah.
and then you have all these fucking like fake ass CGI wolves.
I guess they realize, it's really hard to put makeup on a dog. We'll just CG this shit.
like it's hard to make the dogs jump up and then get stabbed with swords repeatedly too.
True.
So
You know what else is really difficult? Getting people to act like weird spider creatures crawling up walls and shit.
oh god,
when they had the zombie plague mob, just like
that's
fucking
zombie plague monks just skittering up, clearly
Like-
not attached to anything.
And all the crazy shit that happened in this movie and this was like close to the end when that moment hit. That's when I was just like, oh fucking K. Like, what is that?
it's like, you know what? You broke my suspension.
Are you trying to go for like Evil Dead but like shittier? I don't know. It's so weird at
And
this point.
that demon CGI was not good.
No.
And also, it just wasn't an interesting demon design. It's like,
No.
let's just like to have the most generic demon design, and then him kind of just go like, ooga booga.
Like,
Yeah.
he looks like he was initially drawn by a 5-year-old.
Yeah, no, just spiky, slender with giant wings. Like picture a weird, creepy demon in your head, and then make it dumb, and you've got exactly what's in.
Like the
this movie.
most basic generic demon you can think of, and you pretty much got it on.
Like, this shit would be airbrushed on the side of a fucking van.
God,
a bad van.
yeah.
Yeah, down by the river.
Like this would be the van that other people in airbrush vans would make fun of.
Like, well, look
Yes.
at that nerd.
Yeah.
That's the best you come up with.
Like, my dragon rules, yours fucking blows dick for quarters, man.
Man, my fucking wizard tits are so fucking rad, bro.
Man.
Got them big old mommy milk. I couldn't.
You see that on my arm? I know what tribe I'm from.
Oh, god damn it. Dog bounty hunter.
Wait, was that a dog bounty hunter bit? I was just pulling some shit out of my ass. I was just making fun of people with tribal tattoos. Like, what tribe are you from? Like, seriously.
Yeah, that was a.
All the two. What? Like, that fucking, like, oh my God. It's the fucking Leonard Skinner fans who also have tribal tattoos are going to be so angry at us. What? Leonard Skinner had tribal tattoo?
Yeah. Another episode of Cannon shoots hard.
Straight shooting, pew pew. Unless it's a Goldberg tattoo, what the fuck you doing? No, I'm kidding. Don't get that either. It's like the guy who got the legit AJ Styles tattoos on him.
Like the
That's so
tattoos of
fucking weird.
AJ Styles' children's birth dates on
Yeah.
his side.
Yeah,
It's just.
it's fucking weird.
It kind of reminds me of that story that I heard about R.I.P. Linkin Park frontman Chester Bennington, who said in an interview that he once met an old Korean man at a meet and greet who systematically got every single tattoo that he got, and every time he would go to meet him at a different meet and greet, he'd have another tattoo of his, and he would update it every time Chester got one.
That's creepy. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is odd.
God, this was years ago, but there was a story going around about this guy who was this super fan of the Hardy Boys, right? More specifically, Jeff. And you know Jeff's like weird like tree branch like sleeve tattoos that go all the way down his fingies?
Yeah.
That guy got that.
Look, I love wrestling, and there's a lot of professional wrestlers I genuinely adore. I would never get a tattoo of a wrestler unless they had been long dead and proven to be a good and decent human being, because that's just the sort of shit. Like, think of all the people who have Chris Benoit tattoos.
I don't know anyone.
I
know there are people that have it. I know.
like Chris Benoit tattoo. Like, oh, he's my favorite. He's a rabid Wolverine. He just killed his family. God damn it! I need to cut off this arm. Excuse me.
I mean, that's a very generous take into general people who love Chris Benoit. A lot of times, just like he did nothing wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fair.
The Chris Benoit apologist.
But like, that's why I haven't gotten any tattoos of actual living human beings who might fuck up and become terrible.
Especially when you have like wrestling involved, which is like the most likely for someone to fuck up.
Yeah, like I don't even want to get a Foley tattoo just in case.
Yeah,
and I love Mick Foley.
But which is why you get a tattoo of Socko. Socks can't commit sins.
Like maybe a Pepsi tattoo as a way of referencing both Punk and then the punk singer that Punk was referencing.
Yeah, so what you do is you just get a tattoo of something that's vague enough so that one person fucks up, he's like, oh no, wait, it's this other thing.
A solid patch of flannel, and you know what? It can also be the fact that you wear the shit.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm just a really big fan of fabrics.
Like, you know what? I am a big fan of Bounty paper towels. That flannel, it works.
Quicker picker upper.
That's right.
Bounty, not a sponsor. What up?
That's for the Lumberjack song. I'm a big Monty Python fan. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm also a big fan of big hairy men that live in the woods and fondle wood.
I'll sleep all night and work all day.
God, I was doing Monty Python bits all throughout this fucking movie.
Well, yeah, it was very as Python-esque was a word that one of the reviewers used to just savage this thing. Like one of the legit critics, like this Python-esque absurdity. I was like, holy shit, guys!
I was like, wow, that's actually an insult.
God.
But yeah, that's Season of the Witch.
Yes, it's like Monty Python, but watch that instead.
Yeah, it's like, imagine my like my review on Letterboxd is just imagine Lord of the Rings, but mediocre.
The Season of the Itch.
Yeah, imagine Lord of the Rings if Sony had gotten a hold of it.
Oh man, this just gets me even more pumped up to watch that Dragonheart collection that I acquired recently.
Dragonheart.
It's good stuff.
Like I've seen the first one. I knew there were multiple sequels, but good God, and now they're
There are
mine.
5 Dragonhearts.
Yeah, like I had to like go online just to confirm to make sure there's not like 1 or 2 more that like slip through the cracks or something, right? Because, but no, apparently 5 movies, and funny enough, like I found that one at that replays. There was another set of it at the other replays.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we were just talking about all the DVD collections we got over the weekend.
No, like I still think it's hilarious and serendipitous that Jonathan and myself ended up picking each other's purchases the other day at replays.
We get to the 15th Street store, and Cannon's like immediately like, "Oh shit, Alien collection!" And it just had the first 4 movies. So I was like, "Shit, I've been wanting to watch these. I'll grab it." It was only like
$20, I think.
Yeah, it was like $25, and I had like a $9 store credit.
Shit, yeah.
And then as I was about to check out, I just happened to look at some of the sets they had on display, and one of them was Lethal Weapon. I was like, Cannon.
Yeah, like I wasn't paying attention. First of all, like the box art to this box set is, I'm sorry, it's shitty.
not good.
It's not good.
Just text on like some like green and black.
Yeah, but how like hell, we were just talking about Lethal Weapon not too long ago, and now I have them all, and can't wait to go down that rabbit hole again. That's gonna be fun times.
You know what else is going to be fun times?
What's that?
Next week's episode of Caging Greatness. Oh, that's right. We're finishing up spooky season with a Caging Greatness double feature featuring our pal Postman Frank. We're going to be back to back,
butt to butt,
Ghost Rider 1 and Ghost Rider 2.
Spirit of Vengeance.
Spoiler alert, Frank loves one of these films
But can you guess which one?
and hates the other.
Oh.
Frank loves Spirit of Vengeance.
He's a
He
big
told me
fan.
that.
Huge fan. It's his favorite thing. And then after that, we enter the month of canon and John Leguizamo.
Yep.
It's a canon takeover almost.
God damn, I have to share it with John Leguizamo for some goddamn reason. What the
It's
what
John,
the frig?
it's John Leguizamo Awareness Month.
No, we get to celebrate a John Leguizamo comic release while also remembering one of the greatest film travesties ever put to
Yeah,
celluloid.
it gives you a range of his career.
Right.
One of the first and worst things he's ever done, and this new project he's doing for some reason.
Right. But before that is a Travolta Development episode, which should be fun. Then we have Leguizamo Day. Following that, it's Cannon's birthday episode. And then a blank spot where he's going to pick something else for us to do.
Yeah,
Cage and Greatness, probably.
Yeah, well, because it has to be at least one Cage movie because we can't go a month without at least one Cage.
Right. Like the ratio skews, but we got to put something in there. God.
Bare minimum, we do one Cage movie a month.
And then in December, first week of December is an off week for us right now, so we'll probably do something because we can't help ourselves. And then we have Trapped in Paradise following that.
Oh, I'm excited for that one.
Followed by Uncaged, which is the impression game.
Oh yeah.
Then finishing up, we go to The Family Man, which is one of my personal favorites. And of course, finishing out the year, December 30th will be The Cagies.
The Cagey.
Our end of year award show.
Oh!
Yep.
So that's what we've got for the rest of the year. We're looking forward to it. We're hoping that the three of you listening will join us for this journey.
He's like, but why didn't they review Season of the Witch this episode?
Well, we kind of did. We said it was mediocre.
I don't know. We talked about it a good bit.
We did.
I feel.
It was pretty solid. That's
It
a good
was-
40%, which
yes.
is the same ratio as our
As
Cage
the actual
tonight.
show, yes.
That's a solid number.
Will our ratio be different in 2022? Stay tuned to find out.
Spoiler alert, no.
We were
Actually, it's going to go down.
we never said we were an analysis podcast.
But let's go ahead and, I guess, wrap it up for the night. We're approaching that time limit that we always have. And I don't think we have anything else to say about Season of the Witch.
Have we gone longer than the length of the movie?
No.
How long have we been going for?
60 minutes.
Oh.
This has been 60 minutes.
People are like, where are the longer episodes of Cage and Greatness? This is bullshit.
When we
No,
find
okay.
a movie that we have more to say about, then fuck, we'll do it.
This is true. Like, I got nothing else.
Yeah,
Like,
that's all. I've already forgotten half the damn movie.
Who are you?
who was
All right,
Gamora
so-
again?
Jonathan, where can the people find you on to internets?
They can find me on the Twitter.
On the titternets? Is that what you said?
The Titternets.
Internets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jonathan, your high beams are on. You might want to turn those down.
He's very excited about telling people about his Twitter.
Oh, God.
Oh, my nips are hard.
Visual bits. I love it. Y'all can't see them.
I think we opened with, like, what our accessories were. Talk about circles.
Circle, dot. Anyway, you can find me on the Twitters at JONIABOI24 and JohnNson12 on the Letterboxd.
This is Patrick. Thank you all so much for listening. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John Lots' Name. My art on Facebook is John Lots' Name art. If you listen to the week, it comes out on Monday. We release episode 234 of All You Can Hear podcast, where I forgot what we did. Where we talked about cryptids. Thank you, Johnson. And I would say that episode was something to listen to.
that he forgot all about.
Left an impression.
I would think this movie impacted me in ways I could not foresee, because not only could I not remember anything about it, I could not remember anything it did beforehand. It just opened up a black hole in my brain. And Tanner did something this week too. Check it out.
Cannon.
Oh, I have been that Cannon Guy. You can follow me at that Cannon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd.
I'm Justin, also Captain Shimmy. You can find me at Captain Shimmy's Kind of Art, Captain Shimmy's Almost Music. Find me at the comic strip here in Tuscaloosa if you want some comics. or here on the Cajun Greatness. And if you like what we do for some reason,
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your poor taste, and feel free to support us by buying merch at tpublic.com/user/Cajun Greatness. This has been an episode.
It has.
Yeah.
And no one can say it's not an episode.
It is absolutely an episode. Out of all the episodes we've done, this was certainly one of them. Anyway, thank you. Good night.
Good night,
They live,
everyone.
we sleep.
I get it.
Sorry.